Welcome to the TDC Today Show communities. My name is Sue Roscoff. The Disability Channel, or TDC, is out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, showcasing abilities. TDC is committed to providing quality digital media production services, education, and employment programs by and for persons with disabilities and veterans. TDC offers digital media production, video production, post-production, social media, and podcast creation, production, and support. TDC offers education and employment programs by and for persons with disabilities and veterans who are unemployed and underemployed. TDC also offers community partnerships. Through partnerships and sponsorships, community partners and organizations become ability champions by supporting media created by and for people with disabilities and our veterans. And as always, we are so happy to be here. This is the USA team for the Disability Channel. And joining us today as my co-host, Michael Martin Hummel. Michael is a writer, speaker, and podcaster who works to bridge the gap between disabled and able-bodied people. So glad to have you here, Michael. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. I think you are going to be excited to get to hear from we actually have a couple of guests tonight. I'm super, super happy to have them with us. And gosh, I've just been getting to know Christine this evening, and oh my gosh, get ready to have your mind blown on all the fun things that you're going to walk away with. Lots and lots of gold here. So Christine West, she is the Business MD, her website, thebusinessmd.net. Christine, I am so happy you are here. Can you give us a little flavor of what you all do?
Sure. Thanks, Sue. And hi, Michael. Thank you. Hey, I'm Christine West. I'm a people strategist out of Anchorage, Alaska. And my purpose is really to focus on the entrepreneur, the small business owner, the leader who want to win with people through emotional intelligence and effective communication. So we can talk about anything about human behavior today, Sue.
Excellent. That whole concept of emotional intelligence, I think is nails it really, because that is something that I think a lot of people struggle with, because emotions can get the better of us. And
Yep.
if you can take that approach of using what using your emotions in a wise way, if that's a good way to put it, the
Yes.
more you know, the better you're able to communicate and work with others. And like I said, I already have learned a bit here. I wonder if you want to just give us a little bit more about, because I see a lot of good stuff behind you. You want to share just a little bit about that, and then we'll go ahead and bring in our other guests to
Sure.
join.
Sure. My background, folks, really explains a little bit about more about what I do. So inside of us, we have an intellect, and the intellect is, keeps you smart, but it's not really the thing that's going to make you effective with people. So it's emotional intelligence, part of your personality. So emotional intelligence is your patterns of how you show up, you behave. And you can see like self-esteem, the motivation, commitment to your values, your decisions. So we're all emotional decision creatures, but we forget and we justify things with logic because we get so afraid of our emotions. So if you consider a business that, there's a leader or leaders, and they're supposed to be inspiring people, leading change, sharing vision, empowering people, but they do it effectively, they're doing it through emotional intelligence. If they do it ineffectively, they're up in their ego and they're only speaking from that IQ. So and I'm not picking on the folks that out there, but I am going to say it, such as, that engineer that speaks from the neck up and wonders why nobody understands him or her. Why don't they follow my lead? Why don't they understand what I'm talking about? Or that IT person that's, well, okay, I explained it. I explained it. Why aren't they getting it? Because people need to be communicated through their emotions based on where they are. If they're afraid, if they're frustrated, we need to calm them down. This is why in a business, most of the time, the best customer service people are equipped to actually calm you down so that they can solve the problem instead of being that customer that's screaming and yelling. at the top of your lungs and telling you everything you did wrong. If they can't calm you down, you're never going to solve the problem.
Mm. And we've all seen it. We've all witnessed that type of thing, maybe more closely than some would like to admit along the way, but that is that happens. And to be able to be in that mindset, in that position, and have those tools to be able to handle it and to calm it down and solve the problem. Because really, there's a problem that is at the root of it, right?
Yeah,
So to be
yeah,
able
at
to
the root
get
of
to
it.
there.
Yeah, and here's something else I want to mention for listeners. Half the time when people are screaming and yelling, and there's a big conflict, the issue really isn't about what they're even talking about. Okay? Half the time it's not. And follow me what I'm about to say here is, and really listen, is half the time, and if you consider this within yourself, if half the time a conflict is really something didn't look in your mind the way that you thought it should, so then you're upset, you start screaming and yelling, but you're yelling about how you think it should be, and the other side is responding with how they think it should be. And so the thing is then all of a sudden you're getting to this place of where you're all arguing about something that's not even in the present half the time. And if you're in that heightened state, how do you solve it unless you're able to calm down?
Mm. So good. I love this. Oh, well, and we have another guest that has joined us.
Yes.
Pat
Awesome.
Tracy is here as well. I want to bring her on in and have her join our conversation here. So, Pat, so happy to have you here. Wonder if you want to just take a moment
Great.
and introduce yourself to us.
I'm Pat Tracy. I'm from Houston, Texas. Uh, Not quite as big a state as Alaska, but it's
Right up
it's
there, though.
yeah, it's continental United States we are. So anyway, I work with a independent healthcare company. Um, and I got involved with the YEA, which is Young Entrepreneurs Alliance, through Carol Witt, who was with Avini as well, our company. And I took her program, and it is, the whole thing is mindset, focus, declaration, accountability, um, all these things that are kind of along with you. In fact, we need to talk later because I'm thinking that
Absolutely.
you would make a good. She has speakers during her 10-week session, and I think you
Awesome.
would fit into that real well. But I don't have the
Perfect.
authority to do that, but she she does.
Perfect.
But and
Thanks,
then
Pat.
you bet, she got me into her global leaders group, and then because she's in 77 countries, this program hers, and I got excited about the program because it helped me rank up in my company, and then she said, well, then you need to be one of my bold leaders, and now she's got me as one of her coaches, starting the program actually tomorrow is our first big day. So I'm looking forward to that. And this kind of all fit in and came in at a good time tonight to kind of all fit in and what you're talking about and what we do with the young entrepreneurs. There's a majority of our kids are from Africa. When you take, and they're very intelligent kids, but you take that and you put them in an environment that they're in, where they just don't have like what we have in the States, and they're really struggling. But when you show them what they can do, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay. And they're starting businesses left and right, which is really cool. And helping disabled, which is actually, I met Kurt through Jen, I met Jackie through the YA program. So it's all kind of fits in together. So maybe we can all be one big happy family.
I love that.
I love
Yeah.
it.
So anyway,
Actually, there's
I
a friend of
visit.
ours that coined a term that our friends that become like family, they're our family. And I think that's so fitting in so many circles.
Oh, definitely. And the YA community is such. I mean, I really feel like they're my family. I really, really do. And I feel that way about my company too, but this is a different type of family. So it's a very special group. So
How long have you been with them?
I've only been with YEA Global since I took the first course in, I think it was April of this year.
Very
I've been
nice.
with my company for about, well, since its existence, which is about 3.5 years. Pardon me. But yeah, YA Global is, as I said, I advanced pretty quick through it. And so then she threw me into her Bold Leaders program that she's working with another guy to have 1 million bold leaders by 100 million, what is it, million? Some outrageous number of bold leaders by 1930. So I'm going, whoa. Okay. So all globally though. But anyway, it's this whole evening's been an exceptional. It's been interesting. I enjoyed it.
Very
Thank you
nice.
for inviting me, Kurt. I see him up in the corner over there moving.
Excellent.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Well, actually, Kurt, should we go ahead and bring you on in here and join our conversation? This has been an exceptional evening, as she said. It's been very nice. So, Kurt, do you have anything to share right off the bat? And I'll throw in there, it was his birthday recently, and I don't know if we really made a big deal of it last week like we should have. So, Kurt has celebrated a birthday just a few days ago. So, just so the
oh,
world can all share in that. Happy birthday, Kurt.
happy birthday, Kurt.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's
So does
been
that
quite
another
the.
year older mean another year wiser? Does that all fit in?
Uh, Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh wow, I feel like I fell into my accountability group here. What's going
Ah,
on?
like I say, you just need to talk with Christine a bit to learn more with all the pieces here, the intelligence and the emotional, all of the pieces coming together. But anyway, sorry, I asked you to come in and talk, and then I'm talking. Your turn.
Well, it's wild. Kurt and I recently met in another group, and here we are.
Excellent.
Yes, so I just jumped on over from my weekly open mind session, and so we were listening to the teachings of Napoleon Hill and all of the stuff, taking command of our minds, and gets me thinking about how we can navigate our journey by checking in with our inner voice. How is everything coming together? Heart centered. Go with your gut. Is it something that fills and fuels our soul, and you know kind of goes according to our scruples, and all of the things coming together in unison, because that's when the magic happens in our life and can unleash the imagineering, our creativity, and you know, living our dreams and taking command of our thoughts and our actions and our decisions, and making sure we're living our life on purpose, with the purpose, and being in touch with ourselves, and getting in sync so that when we show up with others, that they can get to know us like we know ourselves. So it all connects. I talk about the Vulcan mind grip. Or, Pat, I'm going to do the Vulcan. Oh my gosh, what are you thinking about,
Yeah.
Pat? Michael?
Oh,
And have
Yeah.
some fun, right? Throw
right.
people a curveball. Be that rascal, and
You bet.
so on and so forth. I tell people I'm a renegade maverick, a son of a gun, whatever it takes to get her done. So that's
There you go.
What's interesting, Kurt? I want to add something to the concept of Napoleon Hill, which I'm very familiar with. Under my, I agree with everything, but in addition to everything, I say the more that you're in command of your emotions, of yourself, because it's at the emotional side that you get to choose whether you're in control, because then that's going to feed the thought, that's going to feed your mindset. because all of us, for example, I can't control all, the shit show of what goes on, during the day or things that happen that surprise me that I may not like. But it's really up to me. I can solve it very fast if I stay calm. It's a bigger issue if I'm out of control and then the issue grows and then it's a bigger problem because something simple that we all experience. I mean, since we're all entrepreneurs, I mean, have you ever been there? You're about to do a webinar and then good old Zoom or good old Windows decides to do an update. And
Timing is everything.
okay. And then you have people waiting for you. And if the computer isn't, and if you're out of control, then you end up being in a space where that energy almost prolongs the update. But if you keep calm and stop trying to control it and control yourself, it seems like it goes by faster. And then you get on the call. And then instead of wasting time saying to your audience, oh, I'm sorry because this happened, blah, 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 because that's a waste of space. It's just more of, hey, we're here for blah, blah, blah. It just as an example of to add on to Napoleon Hill. Because I love Napoleon Hill.
Excellent. Yeah, there's so many good pieces that come together. And so, oh gosh, I want to make sure if I want to go around the room real quick because I know you all have so much gold in you with what you can be sharing. I want to give you each a chance to just what kind of a take home message do you want to make sure to leave with everybody with what you do with the holiday season coming up, how maybe to include that in what's all happening. I want to give you a chance to make sure to get that all out there. And actually, Christine, I'll go ahead and start with you because like I said, I'm going back to we had a conversation earlier, and I know there's some nuggets here that are definitely needing to get out there.
Okay, so here's something I want to leave the listeners with. As I was just sharing about, being in control of yourself, but here's something that I personally created as a entry level tool that's high value, low entry, and it's called Christine's Emotional Communication Prompt Pack for to have prompts that you could, cut and paste into ChatGPT or AI of your choice and insert your situation and it'll give you the communication as an emotionally intelligent human being that you can utilize. And it's also a bonus pack of Home for the Holidays, all these different characters that may be around your holiday parties or the gatherings you may go to, because we all slip back into being human into these places where we start behaving in ways that we're not proud of because we're around old versions of people that we grew up with, or maybe have habits that are fun until they get out of control, so that you can stay the best version of yourself. And if you want access to that, it's $27. And how you get access to that is it's a URL is called bettercallchristinewest.today/Black Friday. And so that's something I'd like to just leave with listeners. If that's something an interest, go for it. It's low commitment, high value.
Excellent. Love it. So, Pat, I'm going to go ahead and send it your way with whatever kind of info you want to make sure to leave with everyone. Any thoughts you have or contact info? I'm going to go ahead and send it your way, Pat.
I am having computer difficulties right this second.
Uh-oh.
Um, I can't I can't see y'all, and yet I'm sure you can see me, it seems like.
Yep, you're good where we are.
Yeah, I am totally I hate talking on a Zoom call when I can't see anybody. There we go. Here I go. Back again.
Excellent.
No, the reason why just say the reason why Kurt interested me when I got on a few of the Gen calls was because of the disability part. I am an above the knee amputee and have been one since 1983, long time. And so and I wanted to find more out about Kurt and where he went with because he was just so excited and so exuberant, and that we didn't get any context of what really. I couldn't figure out if he was disabled or what was going on, and there wasn't really time to. That program goes through so quickly that nobody has time to say too much of anything except for the speakers. So, but that's what brought me here, and I hope to be where I can maybe collaborate with y'all a little bit. And I told him I had a friend who was a barefoot water skier, and he taught barefoot water skiing in
Nice.
Nebraska.
In
So
Nebraska. Don't know many
Nebraska.
skiers in Nebraska.
So I thought, well, maybe they could do something, and we can get a group to come to Nebraska and get one started. So who knows? But that's a lot of things going through my head right now about things like that. And as I said, I've enjoyed the program, and I hope to get with Christine, possibly with in regards to YEA Global. I need to get Carol Witt on that bit, but and see if maybe we can get her to speak to the group.
That would be amazing. What a wonderful connection that would be. I love it. So glad
Well,
you're
yeah,
here.
that's why I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, and Michael, I'm going to go ahead and send it your way for just a quick moment here. If you have any thoughts you want to share before our evening is done.
I just like the idea of emotional intelligence. I've heard about it before, but hearing Christine makes me want to dive into it deeper.
Excellent.
That's
Love
what
it.
I'm here for. Let's talk.
Perfect. And Kurt, I want to pass it back to you again.
Yeah, so we were, talking about family, and, I think about, the important part of life in having that sense of belonging. And, to think about, our asset of we always have that to provide another and others. So a couple decades ago, I had an experience that inspired me to come up with a mantra called mastery of invitation. And in the art of invitation, it takes, getting to know another person, in terms of, being interested as compared to being interesting, and to have that curiosity dialogue and to have that interrogative and to ask the high yielding questions and, and through understanding people's interests, it's always, we're grateful for their attention. We share interests, and we understand how to help them, through their desires, and then there becomes the opportunity for action. And within the fold of that is the opportunity for an invitation, like I did with Pat, to say, hey, what about coming and listening to our guests, which she came in and found out it's Christine West, the best of a guest, Christine West. It doesn't kind of have a little
Whoa.
jingle to it.
I love it.
Thank you, Kurt. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So to me, that's what life is all about. And that's been the journey Sue and I have been on in the last, dozen years. Is, as a family here at our household at Roscoff Manor, saying, you know what, maybe we can make sure at our house people with disabilities always are welcome, and to work on that visitability. Back to you, Sue.
Excellent. My goodness, I love it. So many pieces of what's all happening here that intermingle, that cross, that will, I think, continue into the future here. I absolutely love the connections that get made with doing this and having these conversations. They're oh my gosh. That one thing I do want to make sure to make mention of real quick. We do a lot with Project Die Hard. That is a veterans organization that is all about preventing veteran suicide and providing hope to veterans. And that is an organization that Kurt and I are both ambassadors with. And I just want to acknowledge real quick something that I never knew about until working with this group, that there's this thing called the holiday spike, which Sounds like a great thing, but in this case, it is so not. This is the time of year when we lose more veterans to suicide than any other time of year. Through the holidays, when you talk about November, December, we've got Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and other holidays all mixed in there. We all have different backgrounds, but no matter how you shake it, there's a lot of time right now where people can get kind of in a bad headspace, and that can go bad places, and that's where the numbers we're already hearing with the number of veterans we've already lost in the last few weeks here is actually phenomenal. It's awful, and I just want to take a moment to remind people, check your vet, check on people, take a moment, reach out, say hi, how you doing, and legit, how are you doing? Talk to people and see what's going on. If you need a prompt to say, oh yeah, there's that friend or relative, somebody you haven't talked to lately, check in on them. Just see how they're doing, whether they're a vet or not. But I just know that within the veteran community, this is a really rough time of year. And I want to put that out there because, like I said, up until just these last few years, I didn't realize that was that horrible, and it is. So until people get out there and get to understanding that is a real problem, like I'm more problem. That's such an understatement. People are losing their lives, and we need to take attention to that. So that's an everybody problem. We all are grateful for what our veterans have done for us, for our country, wherever we live. And I just want to take that moment to honor them and remind people, hashtag check your vet. Put that out there. Start using it and remind others that's so important. So with that,
That's
this I just want to double check. Anything else? Yes.
Yeah, that's another connection we have. Because I am a excuse me. Uh, yeah. Oh man, what am I calling an elk? Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks, and our two big things are disabled children, and our veterans. Especially this time of year, we do Thanksgiving parties, we do Christmas parties, we do anything to keep them involved, and bingo parties for them, just to keep them involved and show how much we care. And it's very important. I mean, that's one of our missions with the excuse me, with our vets. I mean, is to, as long as there's a veteran alive, our elks are going to take care of them. So
Awesome.
that's
I
just
love
another
it.
connections, which and plus I tell Kurt my family is from Wisconsin. So it's amazing the connections today.
I love it. It is a small world. We all are connected in so many ways. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, this is an amazing group here. Thank you so much for spending time with us. This is the TDC Today Show with what communities. Oh my gosh, the Today Show communities, and what a community we have here. And you guys are all connected to some amazing communities too. And to bring that all together, what we can all do is unstoppable. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all you guys are doing. Again, Christine West, Pat Tracy, Michael Hummel, as always, and the one and only Kurt Roskoff. You guys are amazing. My name is Sue Roskoff, and for all of us here with the TDC Today Show communities, we thank you.